Top model, top model, top model. She's the top model, top model, top model. She may be my lady. And the Christian ones celebrating top model, top model. Every queen needs a king, so me love you, baby. Put you in your right, but not drive me crazy. Looking at your eyes and mine gets hazy. Reminds me of roses and daisies. From I met you, no one else can face me. I'm not acting, so girl, don't you play. Your conversation is so engaging. Let's go.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Mantalk.ke. This is season 5, episode 2, and thank you so much for the response on the last episode. Oscar, you were shocked at the
you know, I love it. Silhouette challenge is what I acknowledge for this. I told you the silhouette challenge was the real
algorithm.
thing.
It was the algorithm.
The silhouette challenge. I told you.
The silhouette challenge.
Yeah. Do you know what the silhouette challenge is?
Yeah.
Where they bend.
Oh, you've been watching it.
Oh, it's a trick question. But it's all over social media, so I have to say it, of course, man. I mean.
So yeah, no guys, thank you so much for the response on that last episode. And we're here at Art Cafe in the Oval Westlands. For us, it's a perfect space because there's so many offices around. If you want to pop out for lunch, pop out for like a late lunch with somebody, it's a nice spot. So yeah, thank you so much Art Cafe for helping us out with this episode. As you can see, we've got 2 special guests with us today. Happy enough to grace us with their presence. So thank you so much. You know who they are already. If you're on YouTube, you know these guys.
I think you need to introduce us to some of your Scottish fans.
Scottish fans. So guys that are on there from Scotland. Yes. This is Ben Cyco.
Njiru, mate.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming.
Thanks for having us, man.
A few words. So basically, I've not said this to you, Oscar. You guys, with every venture I've done, you've always been mad supportive. So I was thinking the other day, the first Instamarket I did, you were the first.
I remember.
That came. Now the first guest that we've got on Mantalk, comes through again. So honestly,
you guys are
so
my people,
guys.
man. Because I think Eli is a cool guy. We met with Eli at Junction. Do you remember the Junction?
Yeah.
And then there was this British guy just talking. He's being so kind to everyone, but I'm like, deep down, huyu amekujia shamba. I remember, I know this story and how it worked out in the 20s. But I think you're a cool guy, man, and I like this as well.
Thank you for having us.
I really appreciate your content. From the music that you do.
Yeah.
I was saying once there was a track that you released and I didn't understand the words, but I was saying it transcends language.
That was happy.
Happy.
My God, yeah. He was like, hey mate, I really like the beat on this one. It's got me moving like Jagger.
So yeah, I just want to say, no, I do really appreciate you guys and enjoy what you do for the girls, giving them.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, last episode we talked about love in 254. So I think what basically happened is that episode, we might have left there thinking there's no hope. There's no hope in these streets.
How sad was it?
It was very sad. A couple DMs, paragraphs. I've realised now that I'm in the wrong environment for love. And I said, wait there, maybe for another episode.
to show you.
Instead to show you. So that's why I wanted you guys here to sort of
neutralize.
Give us the perspective from somebody who has found love in these streets. Exactly, and been able to sustain a relationship for a long period of time. So yeah, we just wanted to basically start with the story. A brief story of how this came to be, right?
Dibs on me saying it.
Tell us, Wanjiru starts.
Okay, then I think we have to go with her version and then my version.
No,
we can go with Wanjiru's version, then we go the pro version.
But whose will you believe?
Yeah.
So, I think how we met?
Yeah, how you met. Yeah.
Alright, so we just met we were fresh out of high school. We met, that was 10 plus years ago. Yeah.
How many years ago?
That was 2011.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 10 years. Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot.
I feel so sad saying it.
Saying you left high school 10 years ago.
10 years of labor.
Hard work.
Forgiving words.
Godspeed.
Yeah. It was 10 plus years we met post high school. There are different churches who organize different programs for high school students just to mingle, I think, share the word, but I think that usually comes at the very last thing to do. It's usually just to mingle. So I think, and in that mingling, we met.
In that mingling.
We met.
In between worship.
In Christ.
But that was just for some context. We met 2011, but we have we started dating in 2015 or 16.
Yeah.
So,
You're like,
It's like we give each other the permission.
Also,
Let's go to the streets first.
Yeah.
We'll meet later.
yeah.
If you survive.
You playing the long game.
actually, it was just
You
like
have to play
campus
the long
life.
game, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions I have.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
So
I'll let you know just before you continue.
Yeah.
I have a number of questions.
Your version is not so different from mine.
Well, I have to say it.
Okay.
Then we compare.
Okay.
Ben, give us your version.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's the year is 2011. We are at Sitam Valley Road. There's these activities. They're called excans. I don't know if they're in British. Maybe in Britain they're like Xmas or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we were just there.
Why X-Mass?
Why
I don't
though?
know, mass. Like
Ah.
mass. Like yo, you guys need to
I
keep
just
up. What's up?
Another
finish your
level.
story.
Yeah, I don't know what's
Just
wrong.
finish
The
your
Scottish
story.
fans are very happy right now. They're like, oh, we got our mate in Nairobi to fund him to come.
Continue.
It was 2011. We were at,
Yeah, I
we
know.
were at Sitam Valley Road, and I was just minding my business. I was actually like carrying my seat, and I was just carrying my seat. There's a way like during games time, everyone like would put the seats aside.
Told you it was about everything else, but the word was like.
Just wait. So Njiru approaches me, and she's like, "Hey, dude, I really like your. I don't know what you really liked at that time.
I did talk to you.
You did talk to me, and I told you, hey, says, I'm just here to find Christ, but maybe, just maybe, we can talk later." But on the real, I gave her an iPod because I used to remember iPods. You guys remember iPods? Yeah, all of you guys.
Yeah.
So I gave her an iPod, and then
You gave an iPod off of her saying that she likes you.
yeah.
This is a lot huge
Oh,
commitment.
That's right.
Is it believable?
The iPod is believable. It's truth.
What's the
But
lie?
about you
Where's the lie?
talking
Where's the
about
lie?
behind the seat and then me coming to talk
No.
to you.
How did it happen?
Exactly.
No, I
You're even
think.
lying.
I remember. I think I saw you being very bored alone.
Oh, huh, okay,
Like-
let's go.
Somebody
Why?
and she
I believe
kept
this
yawning.
version.
No, she kept yawning. It's
Uh-huh.
like, yo, girl, are you hungry? No. Is it the bottom? Then let me cheer you up, you know? And then we just started talking. She told me she's from this school. Because you know, at that time, people are starting conversations with which school are you in?
Yeah,
Which school are
fresh out
you
of
in?
high school.
Because you said you're in Bush.
Yeah, I was
Like, guys from Bush, they always wait for an opportunity to slide it
Alliance.
in.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like, I'm sure they're having surgery at the doctor. I'm like, wait, don't give me too much anesthesia. Like, I'm from Alliance.
I didn't shout it. You asked. Like you asked the question. I said yes. I was. Yeah, I
Bush
was.
guys, but anyway, Bush guys were cool.
Yeah. Which one were you in?
Apa.
I have a
The
bunch
Joker.
a few friends there.
Yeah.
Paul played rugby.
Yeah.
Calvo, the DJ.
Yeah, Calvo.
Yeah, cool guys.
Calvo is a very cool guy, man.
Yeah, DJ D to shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 1 year.
Shout
back,
out to you.
2 years, I can't remember. So, we started talking, and then I gave her the iPod, and I was like, go listen to, that song was song number 72. It was by a guy called Canton Jones. It was called Top Model.
I'm struggling to believe this fact.
You don't-
From 72?
Yeah. No, I remember these things because they were special to me, At that time, they were intense. Like there was a spark being
You're
ignited.
bold for believing that.
But I gave you an iPod.
Yep.
Then later on at home, I was like, just listen to this song number 72 and all that stuff. Then she listened, but at
Did
that
you
time,
like song number 72, Njiru?
I think so. I did.
You must
What
have
song
really
was
liked song number 72
No,
for you to be here today. You must have really liked that song.
But at that point, like, I wasn't so serious.
He belonged to the streets.
Tell us about the streets. This is
For
why
those
we are
4
here.
years, Ben needed to find himself
How did
in
you
the
know?
streets.
How did you know that?
Because
he
I
belonged
saw
to the
his
streets?
pattern.
What did
And,
you
like,
see? What
the
did you
kind of
I like the way he's
Girl.
This is he's a very good interviewer.
he was attracted to. So you could tell he just wanted to have his fun, and I was
So,
like,
so you usually tell a guy it's from the
no,
streets
no,
based
no,
off
no. Either way,
Yeah.
I think he needed some time.
you felt
in
that
the
he needed some time in the streets.
Yeah.
You felt the streets could mold him into a better man.
And they did.
They did.
To some extent.
So the streets have a role in his success.
Yeah,
How was that evolution from being like good friends to being like
partners.
Yeah. How was that?
How did you break out of the friend zone, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
Save us.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how did I
It's been the easiest in the way that we are able to handle each other, and it's also been the most difficult because how we fight is like I don't think people who are not friends can fight that much and recover, and also like I don't know if it's just unique to us. Our fights are very, very ugly.
So-
Like it's not physical fighting.
Yeah. So how do you resolve that conflict?
pettiest?
How do you resolve that
You forgot the
conflict?
petty
Yeah,
parts.
like we don't fight over like
Over
Alright.
money, over,
Money, cars,
over
whatever.
somebody's playing you.
Is it more of like
But because you took the wrong turn instead of taking this other
we
turn,
cannot
now that
speak
will
for
take-
we won't
that will
speak
take
for
the
an
whole
entire
weekend.
week.
Like we're so
An entire week?
So, no, okay, not a week.
Weekend.
Not a weekend, of
It
course.
could be a weekend, like Saturday, then Sunday
Okay, that's now when
we're
they
spending the
find
entire
out.
day resolving.
So how do you resolve conflicts in that situation? Like
I imagine.
when you're fighting and stuff. Because conflict resolution is usually something that's really important for transitions.
Yeah.
As you grow, because I'm sure you're different people now as from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So how did you give guys some juice on that? Like, how
Please let me hear from you. Let's see if we're on the
I
same
think-
page.
When we started, I was a bit rough. Yeah. And I was a bit like, like you're just from campus, so like there's a way you approach life. You're more freestyle. Like if you guys are supposed to meet at 10, you can come at 11:30 and you don't care, or like you're not taking things so serious. But Shiro, on the other hand, is like let's break it down. Why have you done this? Why did you do this? I need an apology.
Does your childhood affect your ability to make
and
to
then it
keep
becomes
time?
a whole therapy session, and I don't have money for therapy. I just want to be with my girlfriend. That whole drama. But with time, I also.
And I think with growth,
now you start also solving things
individual
in a
growth.
mature way.
individual growth? Is
Yeah.
a big word.
Yes, because most of the times people kind of solve conflict wrongly because they have their own baggage. Like you have your own insecurities, so you feel like when this person is correcting you, they're actually attacking you.
Oh my god.
So you just need to heal, son. You just need to heal, or my daughter.
But how do you like the insecurities topic is big because I feel like a lot of people walk into relationships with a lot of those insecurities.
Yeah.
And how have relationships helped you towards your own journey towards personal development and dealing with those insecurities? Does the person unpack them or do they enhance them?
I unpack them for you.
Like
You do nothing but you sit and you wait for me to
Njiru is
unpack.
very good at even not only with me, even with her friends. Like she's always asking the right emotional questions that lead you to just seeing that, and you have a lot of baggage.
So her emotional intelligence is really
it's a lot.
it's a beautiful thing.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
You're that girl.
Yeah.
Period.
Is that
I'll give
something that's natural, that it sort of naturally comes to you?
Yeah, I like to observe more than I like, especially if I'm not very familiar with people. So I'll observe more, and then now I start picking things, and then now I like to connect the dots. For a long time, I always felt like he's the one with the problem, he's the one who needs to do the fixing, but it takes both of us to do the work, essentially.
So I want to move on to, there's a lot of young guys that watch this show, and young girls, and I think we should that in the video as well, where there's expectations of girls on guys in terms of like financial commitments to looking after or sustaining a certain lifestyle, right? So I want to find out from you guys, like 5 years deep, how do you, because when I watch your stories, you're always doing something on the weekend and it looks like fun. You kind of tie with the friendship things, it looks like just two friends going out on a Saturday and hanging. But like, how do you plan like financially and like logistically to be able to sustain that? Both, like, is it? I'm guessing after 5 years, it's not just always been like. So how's that dynamic work? Yeah.
Please, I've talked so much.
Alright, cool. I'll say this. It might not be ideal for everyone, I understand that, but after 5 years, there's a certain direction we see our relationship taking in terms of the next steps. So we've had honest conversations about money. He knows how much. Well, sadly, it was the first thing I talked about when we first started dating. Not sadly or not sadly, but he knows how much I make. I know how much. How much?
100%. I saw. I saw someone's story about this.
100%. 100. Like I think it's again what he said. If you come from a background, when you understand somebody's background, because my parents have always been like, there is no anybody's money. It's just a combined pool of money.
Hey, wait a minute.
Chaos.
You're telling me
he
knows exactly how much you make. And you know exactly how much.
He might not know the exact balance that's in my account, but he knows from this project I probably made this amount of money. So he doesn't know. He might not, but he has access should he want to. He can ask, and I wouldn't have to. I wouldn't. But as I said, I know where our relationship.
That is a very high quality relationship.
Yeah.
But as I said, 5 years in, I know we have talked about the future of this relationship. So there's certain things I have no problem.
Yeah. And have you planned that future, like in terms of financially as well?
I think that's now our biggest. That's where we are at right now.
That's what we're trying to still crack.
Yeah.
But I feel like the whole story for financial responsibility is we started dating when we were around 23. Now, at 23, most guys are not established.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I know guys who are 23 see most of their friends flaunting this and that. It's most probably that you are really, really lucky, come from a very good family, or you're into some shortage deals. But at 23, I think between 23 all the way to like 31, you're still trying to find your footing.
23 was my saddest but wealthiest year.
Really?
Oh, for real?
Saddest but wealthiest year. I made the most money when I was 23, but I was the saddest person at 23.
Oh, for real?
Were you able to manage the wealth? Right?
I can't say that on camera. I'm not that old. But like at 23, at 23, bro, we had this story on our At 23 was when I had probably the most impactful relationship of my life, and that was when I was definitely the saddest version of myself.
Yeah.
Like it was from 23 that I lifted myself to where I am now.
Yeah.
So 23 is a very significant number.
Yes.
Oh,
Food.
it's the
Yeah.
food.
Like
It's the food.
You also?
Eli's having pizza.
Okay.
So pizza.
Yeah. But this video will be now on ASMR.
Yeah.
Do you watch ASMR?
No, I only did it because I was researching on a campaign.
There we go.
Thank you.
Pasta. Ben.
Loved it.
Is it Italian?
Yeah, mate.
Burger.
Oh.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with
Thanks,
you.
bro.
I'm with you. The both of us.
Really
Did you
messy.
pick the salad?
There we go.
Yeah, I picked the salad. My trainer is gonna be so proud of me. Mesh, I'm having salad, not
Right.
fries.
But you know what I'll say about that? I also say this is my belief. Again, I do not impose it on anyone.
Yeah.
That my strongest belief is, and I think it's what my parents have passed down to us, that whatever you ask of a man, make sure you can do it for yourself as a woman. So I will never ask Ben of anything that I am not able to provide for myself.
From what I know, you're both sort of a similar faith. I wonder how much that's like impacted you guys in terms of your perspective on the world and how it aligns and how that sort of helped in your relationship.
I think our value system is very important. And if I've shared
Say that again.
this guy, our value system is very important.
A value system. Say it.
It's very important.
A value system.
And I'll even give you examples.
What is a value system? For those who don't know, that's
like-
a very
it's
important
like-
one.
What do you believe in?
What guides you?
Yeah, what guides you? How are you as a human being? You know, what are like your philosophies of life? You get.
Yeah.
We were having this joke with Oscar before. He's watched the podcast where I was saying I was trying to date this chick. I think it's one of the episodes. Which episode? I think it's Taking L. I've done an episode on
taking L's in your love life.
in relationships.
With Nyawera also.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Nyawera. Big
Oh, the
shout out to
dynamic of
Nyawera.
duo is just
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was telling, we were sharing with each other how both of us at that time, because it's like we've lived a similar life as well.
We've lived the same
Well,
life.
like he was a millionaire, you know, at that time. You know, young and rich.
No, I wasn't young and rich, bro. But I'm telling you, like the Club 360 story.
Yes.
And Nairobi Chapel and going for that on 31st.
You could
Yeah.
relate.
Yeah.
So it's like I was trying to change somebody to come into my value system, and that never works, man.
Yeah.
Like that should be like the first red flag that you spot in a partner. If they don't have the same value system as you, just wait until you get the one who has, because you guys will always clash. Because you know, maybe somebody wants to go out raving alone, and you're insecure, man, or want to go for this road trip with this Subaru gang, and you know Subaru gang.
You guy, my guy.
You guy, my guy in Vasha. You know?
Hey, the Vasha.
The Vasha thing.
I might be that guy.
Oh my god.
I might be the Vasha guy. I might be the Vasha guy.
Terence did a very funny video about this Vasha guy who was driving a Benz. You just go watch the video on Terrence's page. So it's the whole if somebody doesn't believe in the stuff that you believe in, it's just gonna be chaos, man. No matter how hot they are, or no matter how hard you think you've fallen for them, it's just not gonna work.
And they will punish you for it and have no remorse. It will be remorseless.
It will crash your life.
Damage.
They will not. Let me tell you, the thing I've seen that happens the most is that specific thing. Even with the questions we're being asked is, oh, how can I make this person see me for what my value is? How can I make them, change themselves? And for me, it's like, fam. The thing is, never ask predator when it bites you why it's bitten you, because it'll just keep chewing. It'll just keep chewing off.
You're the one who needs the fist bump.
Yeah, you need a fist bump.
I'm a bad man.
You better take that.
It must be the burger.
I think so.
It must be the burger. Anyway, but like that's what I've learned. That you have to really quickly don't go to a mango tree expecting oranges. Or don't go to an orange tree expecting mangoes. My
Question, Oscar.
Yeah.
With people, okay, you can meet somebody that's in that stage of their life, but
Yeah.
you know you evolve as a person.
Yeah.
So maybe you've met somebody at the age of 20,
Yeah.
and their value system is completely different.
From yours.
Would you, because I know my answer, I'm curious, would you accept somebody saying, I'm working on myself? Is that good enough, or is it like, I need to meet you, how you are at that stage is how we make this?
You remember we had this discussion off camera also, where I met someone who had a lot of things to unpack, and then what I usually do, let's say, I believe human beings are complex. That's a personality issue. If someone is committed to evolving, and then I'm seeing there's a commitment to that evolution, I might be a part of it. But I have to see that commitment.
You just
But the moment, like, let me tell you, it's the most ruthless thing you'll ever see from it. The moment I see deviation, it's quick.
You give it an initial chance.
It's like I put them in that controlled environment where it's like not controlled. It's more like I remain stable. I remain consistent in what I'm giving. And then I listen to what they say to me. So they're like, I'm working on this. I've had this. I've had this issue with abuse. And then if I see that the self-care has gone, and they slide back to a lifestyle that's just inconsistent with what I want. For me, it's ruthless. It's immediate. I expel you immediately. It's not like thank you so much for your time. I don't think that whatever you're doing is what you want, because it's very clear according to the evidence that you've given me. So let's just end this as soon as we can before any emotions are too.
That's interesting. I think my approach is slightly different to yours. I sort of look, the only parallel I can think about is like in the business world, right? So if somebody comes to you and they're like, I want to do business with you, they're giving you promises, but they're like, I'll pay you. I'm like, I can't now take a promise and like pay rent.
Exactly.
So for me, I'm like, I need to see it up front. I need to see that you're at this stage now, and then we'll figure out what's going to happen next.
But then we also do things like this in business where we say, I'm gonna give you, if there's a job and I believe you can do it, I'm gonna give you one small job. Let me see how you handle that. That little small job, I see how you handle it. Most of the time, let me tell you, if you don't have those goods, you will not deliver. You won't, or that service, you won't deliver. And there's no risk for me because emotionally, I'm very stable. Like for me, I feel like emotionally, I've worked, like I said, since I was 23 to just keep it like this rock, like stable. Even if you do whatever you'll do, I've come from the place where my self-esteem will never come from a woman's opinions ever again. Like it will never happen.
Actually, as a viewer, I'll just say, like, when you see like a couple come online, they want to show you like they're pecking all the time. I feel physically sick. So it's refreshing when I even watch your content that it's not a forced agenda.
What we have done intentionally is to make sure the only aspects of our relationship that we show are the friendships aspect. So maybe Ben and I will have a romantic date. We probably will not show that. We'll probably show, or Ben will be lovey-dovey towards me or vice versa. But I will not show that to the public because we prefer to reserve that for us.
Private.
Because I think it's the romantic bits and bobs that people have opinions on. So people won't really have an issue if like Ben makes me laugh or just takes a dig at my hair or how I look. But when it comes to things like marriage, which I said is a bit now between us, people now have, especially right now, everyone is just telling us that we need to get married.
It's none of your business.
And I'm like,
look at me. It's none of your business.
They don't care. They will still push me.
but you
Look
know
at
the
them.
thing
They
is,
still push
The
me.
sun just came out when she said that sentence. God is on you.
but
God is on you right now.
The thing is, we've had this conversation a million and one times.
Yeah.
And I understand people change, but I was even telling him, like, should we get engaged today? I don't think social media will be the place I want to publicize that news for some time.
That's fine.
Like even months, because that's between me and him.
And God.
And and families and friends. So and I think that has really helped us stay off the pressure of social media, because there's a lot of couples which are coming up and they're very great and they're very enjoyable to watch. But I think if we allowed ourselves, knowing who we are, knowing what we really are, I don't think we would have stood the social media pressure. So it became very important for me and for us to make sure that what is romantic between us stays between us.
Fine. Also, like, just to finalize that, it's like your love is no one's entertainment.
Exactly, and that's what I wanted to say. That if you're a couple's brand, it's a good thing to. I mean, you choose the journey you want to go. I mean, if you also want to show everything, that's still fine. If you can handle the consequences that come with that, because now the pressure becomes that your relationship is somebody else's entertainment.
Yeah, you love it
And now you have to also feed off their comments and their feedbacks for you to see what they like to see more. So it now stops being about both of you. It starts being about them. And then there's a thing about online guys. If you let them in up to this point,
they'll just keep.
They want to push up to the other point.
They want to be.
So yeah, create boundaries even in the online community. Don't fear losing audience because you see when you open up everything, it's very easy to gain fans. So you start doing everything for a performance or for a show, and that's might affect the person how both of you relate.
Yeah.
And you see now people will start having opinions like, oh my god, nowadays you don't look happy. Oh my god, you guys, what did you do for Valentines? You see, you really need to put a barrier between yourself and them and show them that this is the match I'm showing you. I'm just a content creator, just like every other person.
And I think to add on to what he's saying, it's like, I think it's Beyonce and Jay-Z to say, but this is actually real life. Like this, me and Ben, this is actually real life. It's not for a show, and that's to say that I have to protect this so much because it's real life.
Yeah.
It's like my heart is invested. My heart away from everyone else. My heart, my family is invested in this. Our families are invested in this. So it's up to me to guard this as much as I can because this is real life. Like if it gets ruined, like lives are ruined. So it's up to us to protect this. And if it means creating those boundaries, you can share the ha-ha-has and the hoo-ha-has, but if it means creating those boundaries, and sometimes it means our couple's brand has not grown as much because we have chosen to. I mean,
it's taking time.
It's taking time.
Right now it's grown. No, maybe you may not feel it, but right now it has. But
it's taking time because we chose a different path.
But I also don't like making the people who are watching feel like their lives are trash or they have a better life than them. I don't like making people feel that. I want them to understand that this is just like normal life. You can also have it. There's nothing really special to us. It's a choice you make. It's a decision. If you want to go down this road, this is how you go down. So at the end of the day, I'm also very, very sensitive to my audience and to people who watch and listen to me. I don't want to do something just for a show or just for small entertainment, and then you leave people at home feeling. Or let's say, for example, if I lied to guys that I've just bought Njiru.
Or you just proposed, or
or just proposed. You get
this expensive ring or whatever.
Yeah, or maybe I've just bought her an apartment, and then guys, maybe you've just done that for a show. Maybe it's a campaign that we're doing. And then the guys at home now start feeling, why is my boyfriend not buying me an apartment? Oh man, maybe us we're shady, or maybe us we're going there. Maybe, and we're all at the same level. We all experience the same problems.
That's a very wise
we all the thing. And the reason why also I feel like a lot of guys are sending you stories about relationships and being depressed is because, like for example, our media, they talk about nothing else apart from the negative sides of relationships. And they're just doing that for bait. I listen to a lot of radio and it's the same thing. And for them, they're doing it for the numbers. What they don't understand is they are creating a whole generation that now doesn't believe in this based on on the main platforms that they're hearing it from. So I think also this is just to call out the media guys that we also need to be careful about the narrative that we are pushing, especially about relationships, such that we don't raise a generation or guys just don't become hopeless about this whole marriage thing. Because we have so many people who are living happy relationships, happy marriages, they have happy families, but we are not selling that.
You've really given us like hope, and what I've learned from you guys is build the core, have core conversations, don't go in blind. Hope for the best. So honestly, on behalf of everyone that's watching, I want to say thank you for what you're doing as a couple online, the music, the podcast as well. Like I binged that. It's just so positive.
Binged was all beautiful.
Honestly, and
Thanks,
you've
man.
given us hope for life.
I need to have both of you on
real time
as well.
I
need to have both of you on
It's meal time. We're coming for the Cyco. That's done. We've already finished that.
Thanks for lunch.
Bye.
Mantalk, thanks
For this bye. Yo, I need to eat my burger. Sorry. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you later.